Welcome to Pressure Crisp, everybody. On today's episode of Pressure Crisp, we're going to be making a New York strip steak bone-in that is that's like a 1.5 pound steak, so it's like super thick. So what we're going to do first is we're going to sous vide it first, then we're going to finish it on the Ninja Foodi Grill. And trust me, this will be one of the best steaks that you can possibly make at home. It's just a different cooking technique, but it is fabulous. Your steak will be so tender, trust me. So come on over and let's make one of the best steaks that you'll have at home. And by the way, my name's Lisa, and come on over. To get started with this sous vide steak, I have a container that I purchased on Amazon that's specifically made for sous viding. This is the holder that will hold the sous vide machine that circulates the water, and also it's the heating element that maintains the temp. Now I've done this where I sous vide the steak to 130, but to finish it off in the grill it overcooks it. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to set the temperature on the sous vide for, I'm thinking 115. We're going to sous vide this steak at 115 degrees for 2 hours. Now I did put warm/hot tap water in here. Let's do a quick temp on this. This is like 107 degrees. So what I'm going to do is, this is the Anova sous vide, and you'll see once I plug it in, which I'll give you a close-up of it, of how we're going to do this. Now, push this away from your cabinet, your kitchen cabinet, if you're doing it near your cabinets. It goes in just like that. We're going to go ahead and plug it in. And it turns on. Okay, we're going to go ahead and set the temperature. This little blue illuminated dial, this is what I like about the Anova, that I can manually set the temperature. Just wanted to show you again, this is the manual temp setter. So I just set the temp for 115 degrees. The water is currently 108.2. I love this one because it's Bluetooth, Wi-Fi enabled. What we're going to do next, we're just going to go ahead and hit this button. The water is circulating. And it's quiet, you can barely hear it. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to put the cover on this container. Just going to push it back. Just be gentle because you don't want to create waves in here. And now I can prepare the steak, and once this alarms me that it has reached 115, then I'll put the steak into the sous vide. The next step is to prepare the steak. I have a vacuum seal machine, but you can also sous vide just by using a plain old Ziploc bag. I've already made my bag right here. Now this steak is a bone-in New York strip steak. The weight is 1.54 pounds. So I'm going to take this out of this package. It's a really good looking steak. Look at this. It's got a nice fat cap, well marbled. Now that's alarming me that it is 115 degrees. We're just going to let that continue to run while we season this steak. So what I like to use is very coarse crystals when I'm doing this. This is just a coarse sea salt. I like the way it looks so I can see where exactly I am putting the seasoning. Also add like a little bit of black pepper. That looks great just like that. You can also add garlic powder, but I'm kind of a minimalist when it comes to steaks. I like salt, pepper. Sometimes I put garlic on, sometimes I don't. And you want to season both sides of this. And when you're sous viding, you want to season a little bit extra. You don't want to put a ton of salt on here, but you want to make sure there's more than what you'd usually place on the steak. And just a bit of pepper. So that steak is seasoned. We're going to take the steak, I'm just going to put it off to the side just for a second. Here's your bag. And what I like to do, I like to curl down the sides just a bit, because I don't want any meat juices on the sides that we're going to heat up. So I do not want any leaks. Just like that. There's your bag. Just going to pick this steak up. And I'm just gonna try not to hit the sides, and you're gonna put it directly into this bag. There, beautiful. Now I made this bag way too big, because I thought I was gonna put the steak this way. I wasn't sure if it was gonna fit this way. So what I'm gonna do is grab a pair of scissors, and we're actually gonna cut that bag right here where this line is. I can't find my scissors. I know. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna mark it right here where this line is, and we're just gonna go straight across this bag with this very sharp knife. I hate to use this knife because I just got it. Then we're just gonna vacuum seal this bag up. Gonna go over here. You're gonna tuck that right up in there. Lower the thing, set it to operate, and we're gonna vacuum seal. And that's sucking all that air out of there. That's what we want. Now it's sealing right now. It's done. Pop it free. I like to look at my seal just to make sure, and there's sharp bones here, so I don't want to play with this bag too much. It's like a little sharp there, that bone. But it seems like we have a good seal. And all you're going to do, take your lid off. And we're going to take that vacuum sealed steak. And I do want to show you on the phone, this is a great app. See, I set the temperature for 115. It's currently 115.1. Now we're going to set the timer. So I'm going to put 2 hours in. 2 hours. We're going to set the time. So it's actually counting down like right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put the steak into the sous vide machine. Just like this. And we're just going to go ahead and put the cover on. And this is just a quick glimpse of what the steak looks like in the water. Not floating. It's perfect. We have 16 minutes left on the sous vide of this New York strip. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually start preheating the Ninja Foodi Grill. So you want to make sure your ceramic pan is in here and also your grill grate. That's that right there. Make sure your splatter guard is in. We're just going to go ahead and lower the lid. We're going to turn it on. We're selecting Grill Max for this sous vide steak. It's 510 degrees. And we're going to hit start. But I know it's going to be at least 8 or 10 minutes for this thing to preheat up to the 510 degrees. I am actually setting the minutes for 20 minutes because the sous vide steak should be done in 15. But then I have to do a few things to that steak before we can grill it. We have, let's make sure that focuses on that. There we go. We have 1 minute left. So now it's telling me that it's done. So what you can do on your app, you're going to stop the ANOVA. And it's stopped. This is done. What I'm going to do is just unplug the ANOVA. And we're going to take the lid off. Now that water is 115 degrees. It's tolerable to my hands. We're going to go ahead and take this out. And we're just going to put it right over here. Now this is cooked. This whole steak should be cooked 115 degrees throughout. That's the beauty of sous vide. Cut the steak out of the bag. Ah, look at that. This is going to be so good. Look kind of rough right now. It has no caramelization, which to me, no caramelization, no flavor. Now, very important step. You're going to take paper towels and you're going to dry off this steak. Very, very important. Now, this steak is technically cooked. It's cooked to 115 degrees, which to me, it's cooked, but it really needs to be brown and crispy and delicious. Because if there's any moisture like on the meat or the fat, it's not going to caramelize and be beautiful. Steak is ready for the grill. This has been preheating probably closer to 20 minutes. We're going to raise the lid, and this is what we want to hear. We're going to go ahead and lower the lid. We are going to let this beautiful steak grill at 510 degrees. I'm not going to walk away. I'm sure it's going to take at least 5 minutes because I want the fat and the meat to be caramelized. And I was hoping by cooking it to 115 degrees, which is 15 degrees lower than what I usually do when I sous vide, and then I just sear it with the Searsol. Because the Searsol really doesn't cook it. You're just browning the outside. This is actually, because there's a lot of heat in there, this is actually continuing to cook this steak. And we don't want that when it's 130 degrees. 115, I think it might raise it up to like 125, depending on how long this caramelization process is going to take. So this steak has been cooking for about 3 minutes. I want to go ahead and flip it. We're getting some nice color here. Nice grill marks. The fat's caramelizing up nicely. I just want to shut this quickly. Let's see for another 3 minutes and see where we're at. So I peeked. It's only been about 2 minutes. We're going to raise the lid. This steak is looking fabulous. It's looking really, really good. So I think what I'm going to do, this has been cooking for about 5 minutes. The fat is nice and caramelized, and yeah, it's smoking a bit because I'm turning it. Whoops. That's normal with this. Steak is very heavy. Just wanted to get a close-up of this. I'm going to take this steak and let it rest for about 10 minutes. I did forget to tell you one important thing. Go ahead and shut your Ninja Foodi Grill off. Leave the lid open so it cools down quicker. Time for that taste test. Amazing, guys. I know, I cheated and had a bite, sorry. Close up of this bad boy. Look at this. Next time I'll do a boneless, but look. No, we're not gonna have that piece because it's too big. Let's take a bite of this. Delicious. This, whoops, I don't want to drip on the floor like I usually do. This steak is so tender on the inside. You guys really have to try it this way. If you do have a sous vide at home, go ahead and do this. Fantastic. I don't know what else to say. It's freaking delicious. And hope my father doesn't like that. I just took the center out. Oh well. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the notifications button so when I put a new video out, you're notified. And subscribe, peeps. So if you have the Ninja Foodi Grill, please, if you can, because I think they're on sale because it's towards Christmas time, pick yourself up a sous vide. You'll make the best steak, you will make the best steak in your Ninja Foodi Grill. So thank you, everybody, and stay tuned for more Ninja Foodi and Ninja Foodi Grill videos.